Hello everybody, welcome back to episode 82 Talkoffamepod podcast with your host Kyliemontigney. I'm so excited to have on actress, singer, and model Valeria Perez Pilego. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me here. And you did
So
great with that last name.
I know, I always get a mix up. I'm like, how do I pronounce
No,
it?
it's all cool. You did great.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. So you were part of a Little Princess off-Broadway production. What was that experience like to be part of that production, basically?
Oh my God, it was such an incredible experience. I had the absolute pleasure and blessing of making my off-Broadway debut in the 2019 off-Broadway US premiere of A Little Princess, like you said. And it was just truly an unforgettable experience as a whole, just getting to work with incredibly talented young girls and just people from all different ages. Um, and it was just also bittersweet because it was the first time that I was cast as a young adult, as an adult in a professional production. And I was only 19 back then. I'm 22 right now. So it was just really crazy for me to be walking into a professional environment as an adult and still not be fully an adult because there were people who were older than me, but I wasn't the youngest. So it was just truly bittersweet, and it was just such an unforgettable experience. And I'm just so grateful for that experience and all the friendships and other experiences that it has brought and will continue to bring, hopefully.
I love that. Like, what was it like? He's like, you're basically in the middle of the group. Like, you're in the youngest or not the oldest. Like, how did the process kind of come out in terms of being part of that role?
Oh my God. Yeah, it was honestly really, really fun. Getting to have that opportunity of coming into a professional environment as kind of like in the middle of the age, like walking into a professional environment, I guess, for the first time as an adult and bringing in my past experiences as as a young kid in the industry and as a teenager in the industry. It was just awesome to see it, I guess, with different eyes. And just getting to learn even from the youngest ones who were probably around, I don't know, like 6 or 7, and just truly like and I mean it when I say I really did get to learn from the youngest person in the cast and from the oldest person. I think we all got to fit each other so well. And yeah, I mean, it's just so bittersweet and so amazing that I'm able to say, like, I honestly made friends with a 6-year-old, and I also was able to connect with a 40-year-old and connect with people that were around my age or a little older than me. So, yes, very grateful for that experience.
I love that. Like, what made you want to be an actor in the first place? Like, was there someone that inspired you, or is it something personal? And what kind of inspired you to take this?
Oh man, I think it was a mix of everything, to be honest. So I was born in a hometown in Mexico, Monterrey, and the arts I don't think are that well socially seen as of yet. And so for the longest time, I was just having a hard time, like, being understood or finding my people, just feeling like 100% myself, 100% happy. I'm not saying that I wasn't happy, but I just
like didn't find a right.
I just knew that right. I just knew that something was missing for me, to be at my most, sort of thing. So I tried everything, and that's something that I'm very thankful for. With my parents, they always encouraged me to try absolutely everything. You name it. I tried, I don't know, horseback riding, all sorts of sports, but I was just never fully in it, I guess. Like, I would always bring up excuses like, oh, I don't like being in the sun, or I'm like, whatever, I'm too tired, like, whatever. And I think it was just by the way that I expressed myself. I always liked being in front of a camera, or like playing pretend. I would invite my friends to come over and dress up and pretend play like I was a mom or something. And I think those were the first signs of my interest in this sort of like play pretend life. And it wasn't until I got my first opportunity to do that, and it happened to be a professional opportunity. I got to star in a children's TV show back in Mexico. And that's the time that I knew that I just wanted to continue to do this, but I knew that I had to, better my craft. So I started to take classes and whatnot, and just continued to do that ever since.
I love that. Like, I had like kind of like a similar thing to you as well. Because like when I grew up, I like didn't find my people at all. I was like I tried so many things like sports, like you name it. I tried everything, and like I just really didn't connect with them at all. Like I was like, this is something I really don't want to pursue. Like this is something I like maybe for fun with friends or something.
But we got to try it, we got to try it, I think.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Like I'll say I'll do this for fun while I go out, but it's not like professionally. I'll see myself in the future pursuing it. So I was like, I can't find my passion. I can't find my people, a group of friends I find well with. Like I have a lot of friends in my area or whatever. But like I don't specifically have a friend group, I would say. Right. I just specifically stick out with some people hang out with. But like for me, I like during quarantine, I just remember asking my parents a bunch of questions and see which person knew me better. And I know I did that. I was like, I'm bored. Like, let's see who knew me better. Now, and now, like 2 years later, I'm like thinking to myself, like, how stupid is that? Like, and now, like 2 years later, I'm thinking to myself, like, what could I really thought of it? I literally started a podcast at Probably Got Love, and little did I know I was going to start a podcast with that. No, later.
There we go. You never know what's going to happen, honestly, and from trying something else might come up, like exactly. I started with television, and then I knew that I liked singing, and, everything brings up different things, but you got to start with something.
Exactly. So you just mentioned singing and everything. Like you have some first-time productions and stuff. Like, do you have like a song that you sang or something that kind of stuck out to you the most, or
definitely. I definitely, and it's funny that you ask me this right now, because I'm currently in the process of basically changing my entire book. Sort of like I mentioned with A Little Princess and being cast as a young adult. And, you see me, you're currently seeing me, and I'm very petite looking, just very small, but I'm still an adult, technically. So I'm currently in this like very like weird sort of like, I don't want to say like crisis, but I'm just in this like
outgoing.
Weird, right. I'm just like sort of like in the middle of like, I can basically go for a 14-year-old, but at the same time, I can also maybe go for a 25-year-old if I'm wearing makeup and like heels and whatnot.
Yeah, depends on the day. What age changes. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes act like a 5-year-old, sometimes act like a 30-year-old. Like
no, for real, which is great. Like honestly, if I go to the bar and someone doesn't ask me for my ID, I'm like, oh, thank God they're not asking for my ID. Like that is.
At least you don't see I'm younger than I actually was.
Literally, that's just gonna pay great for me in the future. Hopefully, I'll have a long career.
Exactly.
But so right now, like I said, I'm currently in the process of kind of like, watching more movies, seeing as many plays, musicals as I possibly can, and just like seeing what characters still connect or resonate with me, or what new characters resonate with me and why, sort of like that. Like I'm asking myself like, oh, like why is this, I don't know, like young woman resonating with me? Oh, maybe because, they're starting to talk about love, and it's something that I've been going through as me in my life, sort of thing, like those sort of things. So sorry, long story short, yes, I definitely still have my like all-time go-to songs that I love, and like Quiet from Matilda, even though I'm not a Matilda age anymore. Um, the reason why I love the song is because of the words, and I just think that like there's definitely songs that have always stuck out with me and will continue to be my gems because of either the character or the words and just how freely they come to my mouth, like Quiet from Matilda, or like Nothing from A Chorus Line, Dance to Believe In from Journey, and those sort of songs.
Yeah,
Just
like
that,
do you have like a favorite artist? Like do you have any like favorite artists or anything? Because I for me, like for like I have like so many favorite artists, my parents are like everyone's your favorite. Like there's literally so
oh
many.
my god. No, that's a really hard question. The people who really know me know that I have I always say that I basically am like those people who do those TikTok videos and kind of like
Oh,
make fun about it by the fact that like their Spotify playlist is like so random. Like I
yeah,
am like Hannah Montana sort of song, Mamma Mia mixed with like Broadway, Beetlejuice, like
yeah,
girls sort of thing, and then I also might throw in there some like hardcore rock, like
yeah,
Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, like literally
yeah.
my Spotify is like insane.
Me too.
So
Like I have like over like 700 songs on my playlist. So I'm like Mamma
no, for
Mia,
real.
Jonas Brothers, Great Showman, Mamma Mia. Like there's so many.
No, for real. Like I really can't be like, oh, I really like this like one person. But I mean, if I had to choose someone that I've been currently like vibing with or like hearing more recently, I've been really into Tate McRae. Is that her name? Tate McRae.
Oh yeah, I know you talked about Take Ray. Yeah.
Yeah, she has like some great songs. Just kind of like really vibing into them. But so many other artists out there, to be honest, can choose.
Yeah. Like, do you listen to Justin Bieber?
Oh yeah, yes.
I've been a Justin Bieber fan since I was a baby, since I was been 2013.
Yes. So he literally just went to my hometown in Mexico. He had like
Really?
this insanely big, huge concert. Like basically everyone that I know was there, sort of thing. I'm so sad that I wasn't there, but it's
Like
okay.
I'm the biggest
I'll get over it.
Justin Bieber fan. Like I've been a fan of him since like I was born, and like I had like posters on my wall. I was a big fan of him. And I just remembered like last week, during Memorial Day weekend, I was hanging with some of my friends. They're all come up for swimming and all these things. I had songs playing or whatever, and I remember one song came on called "Ghost" about his grandfather passing.
Such a great
Ghost
song.
is literally like my top three.
Yes, such a
And I
great
just
song.
remember singing it and everything, and my friends are like, Kylie's just absolutely vibing right now. Like Kylie's in her mood.
No, for real, for real. But not gonna lie. Nothing like the OG songs for every single like artist, if that makes any sense. Like I'm like OG Katy Perry songs,
Yeah.
like OG Justin Bieber, Jonas Brothers
Yeah, I'm
songs,
the
like
biggest Jonas Brothers
baby.
fan ever.
Huh?
I'm really the biggest Jonas Brothers fan.
Oh, I love the Jonas Brothers. Like,
I see their 20
oh
concert,
my god.
and I'll literally see them 100 more times.
No,
I would
no,
never get bored of it.
I love them. I literally love them. I think that I probably said so many times as a young girl that they were like my husbands.
Yeah, same here.
For real. I said that Nick Jonas was my husband. Yeah.
Nick Jonas was will always have my heart. Like Nick
No,
Jonas.
literally. I mean, maybe one day. Who knows? I'm just kidding. But but no, for
Who
real.
knows?
Nick Jonas, if you hear this,
You never know. Nick Jonas, like, come on, hit us up or something. Get us concert tickets or something, please.
No, literally. But honestly, Zac Efron too.
Like, do you know Frankie, the bonus Jonas?
Who?
Their other brother, Frankie.
Oh, Frankie. Yes.
Oh my god, they call him like the bonus Jonas. Because like he's not part of the band, so they call him the bonus Jonas.
That's so. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You did it?
I didn't.
Oh my
No.
god! Like you don't really call them that anymore, but it used to be. They used to always call them the bonus Jonas, like all the fans.
I had no clue. I
Oh my,
literally had no clue.
oh my gosh!
Well,
At least you know now, though.
now I know.
Yeah. So you are currently studying at Mason Grove School of Arts. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
Like, did you like what made you kind of choose to kind of study there and kind of study acting and everything?
Yeah. So, long story short, so I basically auditioned for colleges twice. I did the whole audition process twice. The first time that I did it, if I'm not mistaken, was in 2018. And I've talked about this before. I just basically didn't have the outcome that I wanted.
Mm.
I kind of went through a phase that I needed to go through, which I'm honestly very thankful that I did. I had to learn the meaning of failure. I don't even like that word because
Yeah.
what does failure mean? But
Yeah. Exactly.
literally, what does failure mean? I don't think one fails. But
Yeah. Exactly.
if that makes any sense. I
Yeah.
don't know if that went through. But I just had to go through that experience of basically not getting what I wanted and just learning how to deal with that. Because like in this life and that I'm going through, we're going into,
Yeah.
you're gonna get more no's than yeses, and you
Yeah.
gotta know how to deal with those things.
Mhm.
So I'm just really glad that I had that experience, and because I did, I ended up choosing to go to Pace University because I always wanted to go to Pace. I didn't go for the major that I wanted to go to in the moment, but I had the experience of going to that school that I always wanted to go to.
Mhm.
Um, Ended up choosing to go through the whole audition process again, um, and just ended up falling in love with Rutgers.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, it just felt like home. It just felt
Mhm.
like home when I walked into Rutgers for the first time. I was like, wow, this feels like home. And then I think it was 100% like solidified for me when I went there for the callback process. And I was like, wow, they're speaking to me in Spanish. Like I'm literally meeting people like me, sort of thing.
Mhm.
I just didn't get that, if I'm honest, before, like in my other school. So I was happy to finally have that,
Mhm.
see that it was a more diverse group.
Yeah.
So that and just the faculty, the people, the experience of like going to London, the fact that I would get to do that. Um, I ended up transferring, and I'm so happy about it.
I love that. Is that the Rutgers in like New Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
god, my sister's boyfriend went to Rutgers actually.
Oh, well,
With
there
it.
we go.
Yeah,
Yes,
see,
I'm
and
in New
how do you
Brunswick.
like it? Like I live in Pennsylvania, so it's not that far from Rutgers to where I am.
Yeah, no. It's a huge campus, but
Yeah.
I am in the New Brunswick campus.
Oh, I love that. Like how long have you been going to Rutgers for? Like how many years?
So, like I said, I transferred.
Yeah, you transferred.
I basically ended up like transferring academically all my credits, so I didn't have to take like any sort of like academics or whatnot. But I did have to start over,
Mm.
quotation marks, artistically. So technically, I could have already graduated. So right now, I'm being considered a senior.
Oh,
So right
gotcha.
now, I'm actually a senior with the class that I'm with, but I would have already graduated. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. And so you got to play a role in teenage girl Barry's holiday, right?
Yes.
So what was like your favorite part about playing a role in that and everything, portraying a character?
Oh, it was just such a fun experience. My other great friend, my little sister, like I call her, Valeria Jauregui. She is Valerie. She's the one that got to star in the movie, and she's absolutely insanely talented. I love her so much. If you ever get the chance to talk to her, please do. Uh, well, for me, it was just such a fun experience, being able to hang out with her and hang out with other friends from San Antonio that I had the pleasure of working with before and getting to meet new people. We got to work with Jesse Borrego and some other incredibly talented people. I had a very small participation in the in the film, but still, it was just something that I'll never forget. Truly something I'll never forget.
I love that. Like, do you have like a favorite memory or moment that when you're on set?
I, I think that's what I enjoyed the most. Just like us spending time together, like during lunch and whatnot. I remember this one scene when we were recording one scene. I had such a great time because it's the scene where they basically Valeria is getting bullied and by the mean people, which I was basically one of like the mean people, and um, so she walks into the cafeteria and they basically like throw milk at her.
Oh,
So so I just had such a fun time like recording that scene and just like recording the dance and all the other scenes in the movie, which is such a great time.
I love that. So you were a part of a limited off-Broadway run for ALP in 2019 and everything. So like, what was it like to be kind of part of that and everything before kind of the whole world shut
Oh my gosh. So A Little Princess came for me at such an unexpected time.
down?
So like I said, 2018 for me was a hard year because I was in the process of seeing if I was going to reapply for schools or what I was going to do with my life.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, I think that I had such an incredibly hard time because I started to question myself and my potential, just started to question if this is something that I wanted to continue to do. Anyways, I was on a crisis.
Yeah.
But I ended up meeting Alexander Silver, my incredibly talented, gifted, just insanely goddess of a mentor and coach. And she inspired me the most. And that happened. I ended up getting into Mason Girls, like we said. And I I remember that I was in Mexico actually when the A Little Princess open call went out. So I knew that I wasn't going to be able to go physically. I ended up submitting a video. I didn't think that they would see it. And then, it ended up happening for me. And that just was sort of like a confidence boost for
Yeah.
me that I needed at that time. And I'm just like, again, so grateful for that, and the fact that it got to happen before COVID, I mean, just
Like
honestly,
what a
even
world
more
it is.
surreal. Yes, even more surreal now looking at it.
Yeah, like once the whole world shut down, like what really changed the most for you when the whole world shut down? For me
Oh,
personally, it didn't really change because I was always home doing stuff. Like
okay.
for me, I like the worst part is I couldn't see my family and friends and do all these things I really wanted to do.
Right. No, so for me, I was in New Jersey and I remember we were in school and our history teacher was like, so there's basically this like new thing called COVID, like basically like that. And she was like, we don't know how big it is. Like they basically don't know how big it is, but yeah, just like telling y'all about this like new thing and hopefully they don't cancel school. Next day, we're basically out of school sort of
Oh
thing.
wow.
Yeah, it was insane. For me, I think what ended up like changing for me was the fact that I just got even more um, hungry to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I was like, whoa, what? Like theater is basically like being in person. Like, no, like what is happening sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I personally ended up like talking to myself into having two options. You have the option of either completely shutting down and letting yourself basically go down the drain, or look at it in a positive way. Like, what can I do to continue to do what I love most? Yes, maybe in a different way, but what can I do? So I started to audition for virtual productions. I did that. I ended up doing 3 virtual productions during COVID time, a couple virtual cabarets, getting to work as much as I could. I even did virtual calls, basically like we're doing this right now, with young kids as Anna or Elsa from Frozen. So what I got to learn from doing virtual productions, I tried to bring into my everyday life and so on, after COVID, how to set up a camera, how to set up a mic, you name it, sort of thing. Editing, blah, blah, blah. It just brought more things for me.
Yeah, same here. Like, I would have done the podcast without COVID. Like, there's so many good pros and cons to COVID. Like,
Exactly.
yes, we couldn't see our family and everything. We couldn't travel and do all these things we love to do.
Exactly.
But, like, on the other side, we learned about things that we're grateful for. We learned to not take things for granted and all these things. So it really is more pros and cons than the bad.
Exactly. Definitely, it definitely had its cons. I'm not saying that, but yes, exactly.
There's always the cons to the pros.
Yes.
And so, like, you have gotten to experience as an international actress in Mexico, the US, and the UK. What was that kind of journey like to stay acting in all these countries and like traveling all over and acting?
Oh, wow. Yes. So, like I said, I started professionally in Mexico with the whole of my education and also the sort of experiences that I was having. And then I ended up moving to the US in 2012 to continue my artistic studies. And I was blessed to have lots of different opportunities. It sort of has become like my lifestyle to like move around, just depending on, either my dad's work or my own sort of like education, just moving around. And then like getting to go to London, to the UK, was just absolutely surreal for me. I never thought that I would get to go to the heart of the thing that I basically fear the most as an actor. I would always say to myself that I would never do Shakespeare whatsoever because I was Mexican, because I had an accent, because like just really stupid things.
Like overthinking it, like I can't do
that. Yes. Oh, for sure. And it wasn't even the fact that I just didn't like it, but it was just the fact that I honestly feared it so much. So getting to go and just getting to make my debut at the heart of that, at the heart of the Shakespeare Globe, like that for me was like, wow. Like
in the heart of London, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, everything as a whole, but like for me, like I said, like that was my biggest fear as an actress, as a person, as everything. Like I don't even know why, but it was just such a big thing for me to do that, and that just really got me out of my comfort zone, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I understand. Like this, like really got me out of comfort zone as well. Because like when I grew up, I had very bad anxiety. I was very shy. So like I was like, how is a shy girl supposed to do a podcast? I was like overthinking so much. I was like, there's not I want to do this. Like
you just gotta give it a shot,
Exactly.
And like see what happens.
Yeah, because you may never know. You don't know until you try it.
Literally. You never know. You never know.
And so like what advice would you give to a younger generation that are just kind of starting the career, especially in relation to like acting?
Oh, I think definitely, like we said, just giving it a shot. I think there's so many people, which I understand because I was also in that same boat for a time. But I think there's so many different people out there who have this passion, have this love, have this hunger, but just need that sort of like little like push to do it, to go out of their comfort zones, go out against what their hometown beliefs might be, or what they are, I guess, expected to do, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So what I would say is just, watch movies, see as many plays, as many musicals as you can, meet as many people as you can, talk to as many people who are doing this as you can, sort of thing. Go to classes, even if you don't take the classes yourself, just go as an observer, just like experience the arts and fit yourself in that sort of thing. And if someone gives you an opportunity, or find yourself an opportunity, and just, start building your resume, start having opportunities, and just slowly start gaining more and more experience.
Yeah, exactly.
One never stops learning, and one can never have enough experience, quotation marks.
Yeah, exactly. There's always more to learn. Like, you don't know everything. There's always more to learn.
Exactly. There's always more to learn.
Yeah, exactly. And
even Meryl Streep still has a lot to learn.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still a podcaster. I'm still learning. Like, it's not like it's the easiest job in the world, right?
Exactly.
It's not like you have to memorize lines, and like, you sound like you're doing a business day and we have to memorize lines and all that.
Oh no, for sure. Like, even after graduation, I'm still going to be learning, like, and so on. One never stops learning.
Exactly. And so that's why thank you so much for jumping on. It was so great to speak with you. Oh my God, you're seriously amazing. I know this was a long time planning. I was really so happy we had time to plan this and we have conversation with each other and everything. So thanks so much. I will definitely catch up and speak soon for sure. Thanks so much.
Oh no, of course. Anytime. I had such a great time.
Oh my God, you're so funny. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Kylie. It was so great meeting you.
You too.